epitome and guardian of ethics and accountability in public service, ladies and gentlemen, the Ombudsman of the Republic of the Philippines, the Honorable Justice Conchita Carpio-Morales.
Members of the college, faculty, alumni association, and student body, the worthy members of the graduating class of 2014, and their baby parents and relatives, pleasant afternoon. Your kid tells me na marami raw Ilocano ang world. Sumarod na ako sa red yung magundaway. Kayo pinapulot ng kablao. Nakikita namin dahil lumang sa sinaro na ibang ito. Alam ko, translate that for the consumption of income. Let me area on standing Dr. Mendoza for invited to join members of the UP-NCPAG class of 2014 in this momentous event to mark your academic milestone. This is the moment indeed. Carpe diem. Seize the moment. Practice and enjoy this occasion, the celebration of your hard-earned accomplishment. This is a special time to be devoted to your teachers, families, and friends. This sets me to thinking that I am an outsider. U.S. President Reagan, along the same vein, so similarly thought when he addressed the graduating class of 1983 at Seton Hall University. Reagan recalled thinking during his graduation in 1938 that the commencement speaker seemed to be an intruder, a private party, an outsider at an ultimate celebration of moments shared only after this very special day. With your cordial reception, however, I feel warmly welcomed as an insider in NCPAG community. Besides, you are all students of public administration, along with ethics and accountability in public service. As your graduation theme, I believe we are in this thing together. In that sense, the only outsiders I consider are those who do not uphold ethics and accountability in public service. They are a number of them in the real world that you are about to enter. Indeed, it is a jungle out there. As you graduate today and commence life's journey, let me pose this question. How can a graduate of a school of government of the country's premier state university make a difference in the real world? Answering this question will not, of course, lead to a job, which is admittedly a practical concern at the least of the concerns of a new graduate. The question might approach you as a worn-out essay topic, yet this cliché will preoccupy you as you essay your professional life. Let it resonate. After studying various schools of thought and running a government, you must have encountered that the best government, following German writer John Montes, is that which teaches us to govern ourselves. American author Henry David Thoreau pursued this line when he remarked that government is best, which governs the best, the least. The message is clear: abolitionism or civil disobedience. The message that has gathered is learning how to govern oneself. That is a key to your making a difference in the real world. Learning first how to govern yourself. One of the few narratives, historical or otherwise, of those who have tried to change the government to create a preferable, better world contain the possible information, if at all mentioned, on how they had administered their personal lives and those of their families. It seems that in their yearning for a better world, they had neglected, forgotten, or missed out managing their own living world. For some partners, it could be the extreme sacrifice, and we respect that kind of perspective. Managing one's life first is not self-centeredness. Governing your lives well is being mindful that other people depend on you as much as you depend on them. As U.S. President College stated, patriotism is easy to understand. It means looking out for yourself by looking out for your country. In whatever capacity you discharge your functions, people around you, be they your colleagues or subordinates, be they your neighborhood or affiliations, find inspiration in the words and deeds that you give and you undertake. They take time to listen to you because they are convinced that your opinion matters, and importantly, because you will listen first. They take your directive earnestly because they are persuaded that it is for the greater good, and more importantly, because you showed them that you yourselves follow the rules. As a scholar non-violent, UP students have been known to be assertive of the people's rights. They question their status quo of almost everything, from university policies to national issues. Go on, continue to assert people's rights, carry on the attitude even as you live university life. A self-respecting individual respects the rights of others. As you eventually render service, you recognize the rights of others in more concrete ways. Some of you will manage institutions and organizations. Respect the rights of your employees. Number of you within communities. Respect the rights of your neighbors. Most of you raise your own family. Respect the rights of your spouse and children. At the end of the day, in rendering service and respecting the rights of others, you recognize your self-worth by being consistent in both focusing and practice. Freedom under a full measure of democracy should be considered individual rights in the world context. American publisher print is more serious side with the majority rule only works if you are also considering individual rights. Because we can have 5 votes and 1 issue voting on what we have to do. I thus call upon you, UP-NCPAG class of 2014, to patriotically recognize the people's rights, including the right to an ethical and accountable government. Pursue a struggle for good governance in a patriotic way. Speaking of patriotism in modern times, former Vice President advised terrorism. What do we mean by patriotism in the context of our times? I venture to suggest what we can mean is a sense of national responsibility. Patriotism which is not short, frenzied outbursts of emotion, but the tranquil and steady dedication of a lifetime. Stevenson underscored that patriotism is not characterized by short, offensive outbursts of emotion. Rather, it's the tranquil and steady dedication of a lifetime. In your professional life, you will notice that shouting placards and screaming banners are elevated policy papers and action plans. Burning effigies and bonfires, flags are transformed into fiery debates and ignited movements. Where will you situate yourself? In the middle of these flashing sparks, will you be swayed and devoured by an alien system? As a sense of national responsibility, President Kennedy encapsulated patriotism in this wise. For, and I quote, in a democracy, every citizen, regardless of his interest in politics, hold office. Every one of us is in a position of responsibility, and in the final analysis, the kind of government we can those responsibilities. We, the people, are the boss, and we will get the kind of political leadership, good or bad, that we demand and deserve, unquote. Kennedy's line, we, the people, are the boss, sounds familiar, isn't it? Kennedy depicts the boss as the opposite of the civic type. The citizen holds office and fulfills responsibilities. This American often has been this way. Those who expect to reap the blessings of freedom must undergo the fatigue of supporting. The ensuing period of years is the litmus test of how you are going to painstakingly apply the lessons and principles that the university and the college had so passionately instilled in you in the formative years of your professional life. Fail them not. Recently, the honor code of the Philippine Military Academy was put to scrutiny when one of its graduating cadets was dishonorably discharged and supposedly lied. The honor code states that cadets do not lie, cheat, steal, nor tolerate among us those who do. Public sentiment was, and still is, decided to cadet first class. Mr. Jeff appeared to be alumni of the PMA take pride in the code, zealously defending it as important part of the institution's heritage. Outside of the PMA, however, a number of alumni have been embroiled in high-profile graft and corruption cases, coup d'etats, parliamentary evangelism, and just recently, even petty ATM fraud. There lies the problem. Once graduated from the institution, cadets seem to forget about these concepts embodied in the honor code. Do not let the privilege of professional achievement cloud your better judgment. One plain way to uphold ethics and accountability in public service is to stay humble and humane at all times. The Constitution has been advising us all along that we should live modest lives. In other words, live within your means. In my speaking engagements, I have been pointing out that the incidents of corruption may be partly attributed to a counter of societal expectations that condition or pressure the minds of professionals like lawyers, doctors, engineers, as well as government officials to exceed a high level of status just to prove or satisfy the societal expectation or depiction of a successful professional leader. Kapag ang isang professional o politiko ay naglalagay na lang ng bahay at walang mansyon o kaya ay namamasayan at walang magagalang sasakyan, sa halip na makita ang kanyang kababaang loob, ang agad na naisip ng tao ay imagine na siya siguro o hindi siya marunong. The desire to get rich quick, no matter which way, has unfortunately become the top goal of today's youth. Do not get me wrong. There is nothing in dreaming of achieving a comfortable way of life, because biblically it's not money per se, which is the root cause of evil. There is the love of money, which is the root cause of all evil. When you embezzle people's money, which should have been devoted to road infrastructure, medicine distribution, or classroom construction, then you are taking away something from the poorest of the poor and deprive them of their rightful chance of life. I hope that you consider rendering public service. While it is true that you will work twice as hard to earn half as much, the rewards of public service outweigh monetary considerations. Having been in government for more than 40 years, my professional journey took me from the Department of Justice all the way to the highest court in the land. A dream of a peaceful retirement had to be a personal pleasure, however, as I was appointed as Ombudsman. There is no escaping the call of public feeling, this time the pilgrimage to combat corruption. The nation continues to move forward, the continuing imperative to maintain public trust and the people's confidence and workings of government. As the nation reels in the midst of the pork barrel scam, the biggest of its kind, far too exposed, involving billions of pesos in public funds, the office of the Ombudsman needs all the help it can get to fulfill its constitutional mandate. It thus asks patriots like you to join in the unrelenting pursuit of good governance. U.S. President Barack Obama, who will be in the country next week, conceptualized the interplay of rights and responsibilities in the concept of neighborhood. I hope we, the people, recognize that we have responsibilities as well as rights, that our justice are bound together, that a freedom which only asks what's in it for me, a freedom without a commitment to others, a freedom without love or charity or duty or patriotism is unworthy of our country's founding ideals and those who died in their place and free. May you balance or equate professional achievement with service that is ethical and accountable. This way, we pay tribute to your alma mater and invite in you the virtue of love and country. Thank you and congratulations.
May we request our distinguished guest, Honorable Ombudsman Carpio-Morales, will present his remarks of appreciation to Honorable Ombudsman. We will also be presenting our token of appreciation to our esteemed President Alfredo Pascual, for taking your time out to join us in our recognition.